What's up, friends? Today we are going to talk about Nayo smart bags. They sent a few to check out. I've mostly used one, which I have enjoyed. Nayo smart. Nay. Oh, smart. These are all pretty affordable bags with a surprisingly high quality material set that I've been a fan of. Here's the deal with bags. Why do I focus on bags? Because it's a metaphor. You turkey? What's worth bringing on the journey? You know, you could survive life with just a Safeway or IKEA bag. The IKEA bags last forever, actually. Why would you not do that? Why would you not do that? I don't know, because you want to kick it up a notch. Maybe you want a spot for each little dongle. You want to organize it. Maybe you want it to last a while so you're not constantly re-upping on your Safeway bag because it's got a tear in it. Maybe you don't want to look like you live actually under a bridge. Maybe you're trying to impress the boss or someone who might one day be your boss or win a new client. And your raggedy old IKEA bag, spacious though it may be, is not necessarily the kind of style that's going to get you the girl or the job. Maybe you don't care at all about the opinions of other people. You're like, I actually literally rock my IKEA bag everywhere I go. To which I say, you know, my hat's off to you. I salute you. You win. Bags help us carry the things that we're deciding to bring with us. Okay? One of the things that's nice about them is when they elevate our style, when they feel pleasantly organized, not overdone, but pleasantly organized. When there is a delight, a physical, tactile delight that comes from the decisions being made in the materials, the liner material, the throw of the zip. This is the one that I've used the most, kind of like a half roll top here. I'm a sucker for a pocket like this. Couple water bottle pockets, decent back panel. We're gonna go through that. Then there's this one, which I believe is called the Herman, another half roll top. This one using a fidlock, which is always nice because it's just a magnet. Then there's a sling using some magnetic closures as well as a zippered big thing where you could get like a big old Kindle in here. Nice, sleek looking design, almost like a neoprene material. They're making some interesting decisions here at Nay. Oh, smart. Gonna talk you through all of that, but first, this episode is brought to you by Lems, who just released their Switchback sandal. You see how this has a nice contoured, same size as your foot bed here. Do you also see that this is nice and cushy and that the heel is slightly more elevated than the toe? I'm normally a zero drop guy, but I gotta be honest that walking on concrete has felt exceedingly comfortable. Features a single piece of webbing that goes all the way around. You can adjust this a little bit to get a little more your heel back or pull a little forward, but for the most part, you are locked in with one pull of this strap. And that's one of the things that's felt great about these. Once it's locked in, I mean, it's literally one pull to get it tight on my foot. It's comfortable, number one. Number two, that thing is stuck on my foot. I can go anywhere, do anything. There's no jiggle, there's no flopping, there's no slipping around. Super grippy, all rubber outsole here with nice big lugs. I find that it has been, like, without even needing to break it in, just been super comfortable. Shout out to Lems for supporting the channel. Check them out. Get yourself something nice you can move around in that's comfortable when you're, and also something that gets you like on the trail. Okay, I think where I was drawn to this bag was aesthetics. I like this material more than what I'll show you in a second, which is actually, it's still really nice. It's just more for like fancier dress. This feels a little more jeans and t-shirt, and it almost has this like canvas coated quality. I'm not entirely sure what it is. It's very petroleum based. I just want a little bit more structure in here. What you're gonna notice is it's nice and soft and cushy, and that it's stylish with this perfect little contour. Once it's on, it's fine. It looks and feels nice, right? I just want bag companies to know that when you grab a bag, oftentimes you're grabbing it from this inside of this strap here to sling it up and get it on your shoulder. And this feels great, but I want a little more structure when I hold it in my hands. Water sealed zips all around that move pretty dang good. Our zip pulls are kind of like a Hypalon ribbon, but one thing that I absolutely love is this gusseted back entry to the main compartment. We can also get in the main compartment through our Rolltop, which my entire use of this bag have not used because I have this. And I can literally leave this unzipped at my foot, reach down and open it up and have access to everything without anything falling out. Standard accoutrement here, except for, you know, I always do like a little, what is this, like a velour, a velvet? You know, this is the kind of thing, maybe you're alone in a hotel room one night and you're like, wow, and this is just sexy, right? It's, I'm not sure where I was going with that, but I think you saw some place in my psyche that maybe I shouldn't be sharing on national television. That's your big 16-inch laptop. You also have a tablet, same kind of velour inside. Then you've got, look at this, some stretch mesh. You can always tell a lot about a company by their stretch mesh, and this is a perfect sort of middle-of-the-road stretch mesh. It does not say too much, and it certainly doesn't say too little. There's a lot of ways to do stretch mesh poorly. One of the things you're gonna see in a lot of bags is this. This is a place where a bag company can really show me something, and Nayo Smart are not necessarily showing me something. Little fold over pockets, and there's no zhuzh. It's perfect for size-wise. Throw my spare hard drive, my laptop charger even, right? But I always want a little, this is the kind of thing I want from a bag company, just a little bit of, maybe like it's on the top of this, right? Just another material. Capacity in here is great. I love it. This is my favorite size bag for everyday carry. You do have some stretch meshies inside here on this side and on this side. Like I said, I'm a sucker for this front pocket. Something that has a little bit of dimension, okay? Got a flat front, no dimension on this front thing. Then inside, similar with the gusseting. We have been reinventing the wheel in bags for forever, and this is just like that classic old school JanSport sort of basic school backpack. I love a pocket with dimension plopped onto the front like that. I don't know, what do you want? Do you need like pen admin things? Do you need these little floppies right here? Which surprisingly, these feel nicer than the ones inside because they don't have any stitching up on the top. I don't know why. That's just what it feels like. Another little admin, zippered away, keep stuff away from the inside of this pocket. But I love this pocket. I love it. It's the kind of thing that even if I'm not using, I'm just glad it's there. You also have a little hidden pocket right here that goes all the way behind there. Perfect for like hiding a tablet. More of those little floppy doppies. Water bottle pockets on either side, and they're not like, you know, big boy water bottle designs, right? But even with the big boy, I can get where I'm going. I don't mind having a little doojobby hanging out like that. That's no bad for me. Same thing on the other side, no organization inside, little straps to be able to maybe clip in something on top of that. Now, this bag does not stand up on its own. Even when I've had it loaded out in different ways, it really never does, which is fine for me. The truth is, once you're living out of this thing, like any bag I've ever lived out of, it's fine. It's great. What you're looking at in this bag is stylistically, is this where you want to be? Because actually it is nice. I think it has like a chunky, decent look to it for that like jeans and t-shirt, an elevated jeans and t-shirt kind of backpack. That's my take on this thing. Then once you're using it, it's organized enough. You got this big juicy pocket up front and you've got the gussets on the main compartment. I've never needed anything really more than that. I don't know. Is that sacrilegious? You know? Do you need a spot for every dongle? Am I supposed to be super organized and whatever? The more bags that I've used, probably because I use so many bags, I actually carry very simply. I have my headphones, I have a tech pouch, I have my spare hard drive, and I have my power supply for my laptop. All that with my laptop. That's it. That's what Daddy carries. Like I said, on this one, we're looking a little bit elevated. This you can get away with a suit jacket. You've got this sort of wider webbing. This is really chunky, so you still have this like chunk of dunk. And do you know about how these work? These are great. You can just plop it in, slide it out. Plop it in, slide it out. They're awesome, right? But it is very chunky and big. If I was going even more elevated, maybe like some sort of rustic metal closure of some kind. You've got some of this piping here and edges that kind of mirror themselves here. A little bit of like leather or faux leather down at the bottom. But I think it's honestly, it's just that there's simplicity. It's sleek. There's not a big chunk right here that's saying like school backpack, right? It's just slimline. This zips down the side, so your access is from the side. So this is one of the reasons why I haven't used this bag very much, is I haven't liked this. Luckily, just like the other one, you've got access to the back of the bag through here, but it requires a double zip. Okay, so this is the main compartment of the bag. So I could actually leave this thing unzipped, and then when I get into my tech compartment back here, which is nicely organized. See, we're doing something different here with our little tabs on an undies pocket, a stretch mesh. Feels slightly elevated, better than just this liner material folded over itself. Same velour, sort of sexy time in the hotel room up here. On the inside of here, you do have some basic, they do have padding built into these ones, and some pen loops, and then a zippered, keep stuff out of the way kind of pocket. You also have a hidden pocket here up against your back, which is nice and spacious. Could actually fit like a Kindle or something in there for quick access. And then this pocket here, which is water sealed, is like waterproof but tiny. Like I don't know, what do you put in your Speedo in here? That would be ideal for a Speedo. So maybe, you know, you're in fintech and you like to swim. This little front pocket is zipped, and you do have some capacity in here with another couple of those very simple fold over liner pockets. Little magnet attachment, which I feel like because of the structure of this pocket, the actual panel material, it feels less important to have that, especially since I'm not gonna walk around with this thing flapped open. I'm just not gonna do that. I'm basically always gonna have this thing like this from a stylistic point of view, but also because like this is small enough that it might like flap up to my neck and my head when I'm walking with it, and that feels uncomfortable. One of the things I'm probably gonna do if I'm using this bag is take this zipper and cut away very carefully this gusset, because I just want access into here. That's what I want. When you have a zipper, single zipper external access to a roll top like this, even though this is like a half roll top, it doesn't give you a lot of expansion. You could, you know, fill this whole thing up and zip it all up, and then, you know, you've got a decent size if you win the stuffed animal at the fair or something. But for the most part, I'm carrying it like this, and then I'm accessing the bag like so. This is a very sleek bag with tons of organization, simple organization. For the price, it's pretty great. And I think a lot of that has to do with the feeling of this material, which feels very, very good. Let me talk you through this sling real quick because I've been impressed by it. First of all, check out this clip right on the side, okay? Beautiful. Simple, but unique. The kind of thing you maybe have seen on a sling or two before. I certainly have, but they're not very popular yet. But they will be, because this is a very nice little clip. And then there's one on each side. They're not bulky, they don't take up a lot of space. You do have this design where the more you have in the bag, the more you're pulling this to compress it, like the original Bellroy bags. You do have a different style going here. This is one of the things I'm noticing with Nayo Smart, is I just see a lot of different styles. This isn't like a series of bags, because these zip pulls, for example, heat shrink around a tab with this little like faux leather and paracord thing. Perfect little phone size pocket, maybe, with a key clip. Then you've got the fidlock opening here for, I don't know why it's shaped like this. I guess it's kind of pursy. You know, you can throw some stuff in here, but it's darkness. Wait, can you see anything in there? It's darkness. I guess if you're, like, this is where the style of this thing looks pretty good. Most of the functionality for me and use case of this bag is right here. This is stuff I might need at some point, but typically, like, this is never stuff that I'm accessing every day, you know? If I need that lip gloss every day, I'm moving it into here. Then, just perfectly spacious in here. This is the only kind of simplicity that I need. You still have those same fold-over pockets here, more that I would like to feel that Nayo Smart personality coming through. You have some nice little decals. Little strap thing here on the back, I think, to be able to attach this to something else, which is quite nice, actually. If you carry a sling, Sometimes it's nice to throw it on the roller bag or connect it to another bag or something. But for the most part, I'm just throwing that into stuff. Then you have a really nice adjustment thing here with both of those clips like this, which you've got to do a little differently than I'm used to. You unclip with the hand that's moving away. But kind of a nice sleek little number here. So Nayo Smart are making some interesting stuff. Okay? Points of view for sure. They feel like inspired, like they've got very different designs going on their site. And I do think that this one is for you people with suits, killer. And I do think that this one would be if I was doing like casual, like upscale jeans kind of thing. That's where I would go. And the sling is just, you know, solid. Let's do a ramble. Get coachable. Get coachable. That's simple. It's a note to myself. Get coachable. Hey, get coachable, okay? You don't have to know everything. You don't have to be an expert at some shit that you haven't ever learned yet. Hey, get coachable. You don't have to know everything already. You don't. I don't know who told you that. I don't know who made you feel stupid. I mean, I have some ideas. Get coachable is a note to myself. I have needed help with this. For some reason, there's a pressure inside me to know already, even if I don't know. To be an expert already, even if I'm not one. Get coachable is my little nudge to remind me that my favorite people aren't actually the experts, but those who are in love with growth. Those who make learning a way of life, those who do not feel finished, those who don't have that internal pressure of some structure or shape they're supposed to take, right? Comparison is the thief of joy. Supposed to look like this, to be this rich, to be this fit, to have this kind of looking life. Get coachable is my, I guess, rally cry to any of us who don't want to live by those exoskeletons and shapes, but who instead want to be inspired from the inside, want to be lit up and moving with energy from the inside, instead of from the outside in, searching around for external validation all the time. I want it to be proven to myself that I'm good enough, I'm strong enough, I'm expert enough, I'm intelligent enough. Get coachable flies in the face of all of that and makes me soundly in a stage of my journey where I don't know everything and where I can be okay with learning. That if there's something I don't know, I can be like, oh, tell me more, say more. Get coachable is a reminder to like find someone to ask help for. I just thought this the other day. I'm like gonna find a parenting coach. I have a 16-year-old boy and an 8-year-old girl. Chances are I can coach all of you on parenting, but I want to find a parenting coach for me that just helps me because I'm divorced and I have the kids part-time and it's kind of challenging to go in and out. It's great to have my space. It's great to have my kids. I'm learning how to balance both. Get coachable means I get to find an expert or a helper or someone, a brainstorm partner or someone to think things through with me so that I can have the kind of connection with my 8-year-old daughter that I want when she's 16. And the connection that I have with my 16-year-old son can continue to grow. I don't know who needs to hear that. Maybe none of you. If you needed to hear it, please write it in the comments. Because get coachable is so simple, but man, I feel like my little psyche loves to try to be a winner, and to impress my authority figures, my invisible psychological authority figures, to impress you and to be like championed by you, not because I'm dumb, but because I'm smart. The truth is, I can be a leading learner. And that can be inspiring to you, and I can find my people that way. You know, as long as you're actually learning. You're not just, like, justifying terrible decisions by going like, well, at least I'm coachable. Shout out to Nayo Smart for sending these out. Shout out to Lems. Get yourself a sandal that moves really, really well. That moves the way you do. And shout out to you. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. And if you purchase anything from this video, use my links because it supports, it helps me to do stuff with my kids. I appreciate that. Go to matterful.co for a list of all things everyday carry, travel, etc. And get on the email list because I only send an email once every quarter or something. And normally there's giveaways involved. Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. Bye!